chat.
Where's India?
I don't know. We're gonna wait for her. Oh, she's coming.
Okay.
She's coming. Leave it
Do I
to her.
be writing? Look,
Y'all know CP time is a thing.
I know, right? So we're live, but because we Black people, this is how we roll. So y'all just gonna have to deal with that.
Time.
I was like, Steph, I was like, when you texted me, I was like, dang it. I was supposed to try to roll up like 5 minutes before we started. 5 minutes after we started, like, I'm here.
I was ready at like 6:30, right? And then I was like, well, what am I gonna do for 30 minutes? So I like go sit on the edge of the bathtub and start scrolling Instagram. And I'm like looking at like Biggie Smalls' son.
Oh my goodness. Oh no. What is going on right now? Is everybody freezing? Breeding froze, I think. Oh goodness.
I'm here. My internet.
Okay.
Out.
Well, Indy, are you ready? Because I'm about to put you in.
I think I'm ready.
Okay. Well, too bad if you're not, because you're in the stream.
Well, you're trying to pull up.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh, making my eyes better.
Hold on, let me turn
my life together. Y'all know I got Alan.
Steph, you know you should have said like 8 o'clock, but really you meant like 8:30.
Yeah.
Give me that 30-minute grace period.
Things.
Guys, I'm struggling. I got this lamp. Like this company in Taiwan reached out to me and they're like, we want to send you a reading lamp. But it's like messing with my eyes. Okay.
Oh. So how y'all like my lighting? What?
All that good lighting?
Good.
This is the new soft box. It's a one box. I didn't even have to put the other one up because
really?
It was just like, yes, this is one right in front of me. And as long as I don't look up at it, you see it in my glasses right there? But if I don't, as long as I don't put my face up like that, we good. I can sit here all day long and look right up in the camera.
We know lighting is like so important to you.
Yeah, lighting is important to me. I need to be seen.
You guys watch Insecure? They talked about how like you have to properly light actors of color.
You do.
You can look it on screen. It's true.
You either wash them out or they get darker and you can't see them and they mix it.
Now I feel like I look okay.
No, you look fine. You look properly like it.
You can see me. Okay. So welcome everybody.
Yes, hi everybody.
Tell your friends to pull up. Steph, you got the questions?
Yeah, I got the questions.
Okay, I screenshotted them. I
do have the questions.
Didn't prepare, so
can y'all hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nobody's responding to me if y'all can see me. I'm doing this on my iPad and it's at a weird angle, and so it's like in a shelf.
Sugar.
And so I can't see me, but I can see y'all.
Free with that wine delivery.
Right? Right? I came down to have all my stuff prepared. I got my
wine delivery.
Got my glass here, my not in the mood glass. This is the whole bottle, y'all. You got puppies? India got puppies.
Yeah, I got a puppy.
What are we drinking? Because I'm rocking the pink Moscato. This isn't here. This, look, the whole thing isn't here.
We're drinking tonight.
What do you got in that red cup, Charles?
I just got water, I promise.
Tell your friends to pull up. I got the Stella Rosa Black Reserve. Okay.
Yes.
Oh,
we'll be drinking tonight. I have Red Bull.
Yeah, you have a Coke.
What you got in here?
I got Red Bull. I mean, I still have another next to me.
Okay.
But I didn't know.
Rocking the mics.
I guess I should have known better.
Yes. Hello, it's my channel. And it's late night. And I had to bring some red vines.
Oh.
You eat red vines?
Yes, red vines, man.
No.
I don't do no Twizzlers. I don't do nobody's
Twizzlers are a no-go.
No, I'm a red vines girl.
During your live streams, I was like, Because my life is complicated and I never eat ahead of time.
And it's literally 8:00 on y'all side of the country.
Exactly.
8:00.
Yes, which is prime time for eating for adults. So
Like, that's too late.
no, I mean I did already eat.
Look at
I ate early because our live show that we did for our romance group, I was sitting here and I was like mute, eating my fruit. I was like, what? Oh goodness. So
well, the first one we have to introduce ourselves. So Steph,
yes.
you want to talk? So
Okay.
One, tell us a little about ourselves.
Why, thank you, Bree. Let me introduce myself. So I am Stephanie from Steph's Romance Book Talk, and I have been in the Booktube community talking about romance for 5 years now, you guys. 5. Craziness. By the way, I got something special coming on Wednesday of next week. Just be on the lookout for that. Also, let's see. Yeah, so I do all things romance, light and fluffy, dark, twisted craziness most of the time. And I've been to, whatchamacallit, author events, lots of those. And I used to work full time as a federal employee, but now I don't. I'm jobless and making this like my thing. Bree, stop laughing at me.
Bree.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you.
Hold up, but Bree, she wasn't laughing earlier though.
You see that on Fired video? She had the bonnet on in the thumbnail.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
She just so did. Each time I think about it, I'm always like, where is I need it? Because she came just full on out, just like.
Oh, we can laugh about it now, but I was pissed when she
have been fired.
I was pissed. I was like, we're about to go jump this lady out of Virginia. But then, I had to reel it back in. I was like, you don't need to be in that toxic environment.
I know, we're all like, you
don't need them.
Right.
Oh, so go ahead, Charles. Introduce yourself.
It's my turn?
Yes.
Hello, everyone. My name is Charles. I run the channel Books on Stereo. I love audiobooks. I only listen to audiobooks. If you do give me a recommendation and doesn't have an audiobook, I probably won't read it. I'm sorry. I'm just putting it out there right now so no one gets their feelings hurt. But I've been on YouTube probably 2 years, and I started reading romance not that long ago. I feel like
you've been on YouTube longer than that. You started.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I have.
It's been a minute.
Bree, why you have to call me out like that?
It's been a minute.
Tell the truth.
It's been a minute, but I feel like I started reading romance in the past year or two.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's 100% true. I was like the YA.
Yeah.
I read YA. I was like reading adult. I was like, oh. And then I read No Ordinary Billionaire by J.S. Scott. Like, I think J.S. Scott is the author's name. Mm-hmm. Just on a whim, I didn't know it was erotic romance. I was like, what the
That's always nice.
And then I tried another romance book, and then I was in for it. Then I was in.
Yeah.
So that's me.
I remember like my first buddy read was with you. Me, you, Leanne, and Anna from the Bake Book. We read some Book of the Month book together when Book of the Month was like new and popping.
And now everyone has decided to cancel them.
And I don't pay for that shit.
I agree. Like, I look at this month's selections, I'm like, there's not a lot of Black authors or people of color in these selections.
Tell the truth, shame the devil. India
damn
herself.
Shame the devils, what the hell? What? Well, I'm India from Life as a Page Turner on all of the socials and all the medias. I started Booktube now 3 years ago. 3 years ago. I read a mixture of, I feel like a mixture of everything, but it's been a lot of romance lately, thanks to you, at least 2 out of the 3 of you all. Sorry, Charles. And
I was like, when you said 2 out of 3, I was like, okay. no.
Both of us, me and Brie are like, yeah, India. Charles like, okay, not me, obviously. Yeah.
Let me think. And I am a dog mom of 2, so I'm counting that. Paramedic in my full-time life. They haven't fired me yet. And
have you killed anybody?
I haven't killed anybody.
Responder.
I had to think about that. Have I killed anybody recently? Don't even worry about it.
In Atlanta, though, right, India? You live in Atlanta,
yeah, I'm in
right?
Atlanta.
So, like, busy. I can only
Always.
imagine.
Always. Yep. I've been talking to my coworkers today, and they're like, "We've had calls holding all morning," and I'm like, "Well, that's unfortunate. Keep that. Do not keep that same energy when I go into work tomorrow." Do not.
She has 2 big dogs.
I do have 2 big dogs.
What kind of dogs are they?
I have Pen over here, who is a lab mix, and I've got Barrett, who is, well, Pen looks more pitty than lab, and then Barrett looks more lab than pitty. He's brindle, and Penny is black. They pop in sometimes. Mm-hmm.
We love dogs.
Oh, so I can see the chat. Is my face too close? Guys, I've never done this on my iPad. Like, stop judging me.
Maybe a little bit further.
Oh, this is just let me, like we talked about. I can't even get it out right now. What we talked about earlier, I would tell y'all like 8 o'clock, and then we ain't gonna go live till 8:30, so we can get all this worked out next time.
Before we like, where you keep that?
I wish, like, why isn't it like a dual screen where I can see both the chat?
You can see the chat. Did you press live comments?
I did, but I can't see both of it at the same time.
Oh, Steph will just she'll put some stuff on the screen.
Oh yeah, I'll put random stuff up.
Dude.
Okay, my name is Bree, and I'm a mother of 3, and I'm jobless by choice. And I mostly read light and fluffy romance. And I got
that's who I go to for the light.
Yeah, I don't read light and fluffy.
That's who I go to for the light.
I read dark and twisted.
Yeah. Desiree tagged me in this, and I was like, I'm nervous. So here we are.
Okay, but you're totally
and like all my kids are home, so it might get kind of loud in the back, but you know.
My adult child and my actual child is upstairs. So
yeah, my adult.
I have a recording room. Got a recording room, so it's like close the door, don't come in. Yeah, we need y'all to stay up.
No Chalvis. Okay. Steph, you got question 2?
Yeah. So question 2 is: who's a Black author you love that a lot of people don't know about?
Alexandra House.
Oh, excuse me, Charles. Please have the floor.
If you guys haven't read Alexandra House, she has one book on Audible called Teach Me.
Oh, wait a minute.
She has these 3.
What's her name?
Teach Me.
Alexandra House.
I'm reading somebody. Oh, I'm reading that. I'm reading Higher Love by her. Lacey posted about her on her stories last night. And I was like, let me get on. And there's a lot of
novellas.
Yeah, it's like a 4-hour novella.
I just stumbled into it. I was like, where has she been all my life? It's just so over the top, but it's done so well. More people need to read her.
Yeah, the one I'm reading, she's a travel blogger. And I was like, I want to be a travel blogger.
Do you?
Sorry, Steph. Sorry, Steph, to cut you off. I got a little bit excited with that question.
No, you're fine.
This is why the reason why I was really wanting us to do this together is because I talk with Steph about this all the time. There's a lot of Black romance authors that don't want it to be known that they're Black.
Interesting.
Yeah. Like you'll get on Amazon and like they'll have like a picture of something random and it's like, okay, I get it. You just don't want it to be known that that's what you are. So Steph, who you got?
Y'all ask
I am gonna have to go with Kenya Wright. She's like top on my list. She's top on my list right now. Because it was suggested to me that I check her out because I was loving 365. And they were like, ooh, here is an interracial mafia romance for you. And the Lion and the Mouse series, woo, 2 of the books 3 and book 4 are going to be in this weekend's wrap up. And let me just tell you, y'all, oh, sweet Lord, I am so addicted. And she has another duet that has an amazing cover on it. And I'm just like, yes, give me all the Kenya. Give it all to me. All to me. Because it has like this Black feel to it, but then at the same time, I can put myself in the Black female's shoes and be like, oh, yes, I would do that. Oh, give me some of that. Yes. Oh, and you're talking my language now. Yes. Thank you. Or I could see like my aunts or something like that in them. I'm like, oh, yeah. Oh, hello. How you doing? Yes. So, it's so good. It is so good. Sorry. So who you got, Bree?
Who do I got? I mean, I feel like on Booktube, Kennedy Ryan's talked about a lot. Queen Bev is being talked about. I want more people talking about some of the OGs. Can we talk about Naima Simone? Yep. Can we talk about Brenda Jackson, Nina Crespo,
Nana Malone.
Some of those Harlem writers.
Yes. Have you guys heard of the brown nipple challenge that Nana's doing? Or is it Nana? I think it is Nana. Hold on. Yeah. Remind me, I need to come back to that. I need to post this real quick. So continue talking, Miss Bree, and while I do this.
India, who is a Black author you love that a lot of people don't know about?
First of all, you're asking me to have done research.
India, I get that. I had to go through my Goodreads and like, who's the black author that I don't think a lot of people know about.
Right.
That's why y'all need to have your shelves.
You said Rebecca Weatherspoon, right?
No.
That's Rebecca Weatherspoon. There you go, India. Tell us why you love Rebecca Weatherspoon, please.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so did we say Alexa Martin?
That's a good one.
Oh no, I didn't know.
I'm feeling on something right now. Feeling like
she's
so well right
She
now.
was kind of popping though when it came
She was popping for a little bit.
She has intercepted and fumbled and the third book.
Oh,
in the playbook
the football series.
Yeah,
right?
the football one.
That's being turned into a show, right?
Oh, you said Naima Simone because I just saw Grading Curves. It's like
hot, smoking hot.
Good one.
So good.
I love that woman. Love her.
And
have you ever read Lauren Landish?
I didn't know she was Black until like 2 weeks ago. I was floored when I saw her Instagram. I was like,
I messaged Steph. I was like, no, Lauren Landish is Black. Why you didn't tell me? She's like, I didn't know.
My Big Fat, I started reading My Big Fat Fake Wedding, and then that's by Lauren Landish. But I was like, I don't like this, and I don't.
That's the one I've been wanting to read. And the picture that they have on Instagram, the way that the filter is, you can't.
She looked real light.
Yeah, crazy. I was like, wow, that's what I be talking about.
Yes. And it is Nana Malone that is doing the Brown Nipple Challenge. Her first contestant or challenger was Mia Sosa. But the Brown Nipple Challenge is
another one.
I love the what is it? The Worst Best Man?
The Worst Best Man. Yep.
I freaking love that book.
Oh, you love the book?
I was like, she's petty, but I like it.
No, she was so petty in that book. And that's why a lot of people didn't like it.
India?
Wait, but I loved it so much.
You ever read it, India?
Her mic is so low. It's super low.
We're sorry, India.
Poor India be talking and we be talking over her.
You loud. Go ahead, India. We're going to be quiet.
I'm sorry.
I haven't read The Worst Best Man yet.
Read it.
You need to get on it.
Read it.
Listen to the audiobook. I like the audiobook. Did you read the audiobook, Charles?
The audiobook was I loved it.
I
definitely
the audiobook.
Will her friends be getting other books? Like Natalia?
Oh yeah.
And what was the other one?
She hinted to more books coming from that series.
You gotta read it.
Yes.
Got to.
It's so good. It's so good.
It is really good.
Okay, so number 3 was hard.
I asked y'all to do my homework for me, and then I'd have time to read. Nobody stepped up to the challenge to do my homework.
We're doing
it
off the cuff.
You did.
All right, question 3. Favorite book about the Black experience?
So this was a hard one for me, and another reason why me and Bree decided to invite India and Charles to partake in this live and together because all of our experiences are obviously different. We are all different shades, and I personally
spectrum.
What?
What?
You and I are on the same spectrum.
You and Bree are not on the same spectrum.
I'm pretty sure we're on the same spectrum. Okay.
Does that mean me and Charles are on the same spectrum too then? So you telling me we only got 2 spectrums here? No.
Let me take the lighting. Hold up.
Okay. Continue on, Steph. Continue on.
So I grew up in what could be considered a Midwestern town, but also a university city. The city of Ann Arbor, Michigan, where the University of Michigan is, and it's popular for medicine, for law, very diverse. And I didn't have no issues when I was growing up. And then I joined the military. And then I still didn't really have any issues, except for the fact when it got out that I didn't date Black men, and the Black men in my unit decided to call me racist. So, yeah, all because I didn't want to date them. Oh, India, we having a light? Oh, what? We just playing with lights over here.
Come get her.
It's okay. I'm doing the same in the background. I'm like, Steph, you go on. Let me get my lighting right.
So, I really didn't have any issues with race or anything like that. So when I read my romances, I just read them for enjoyment and I can place myself in pretty much all the romance that I read, either by a Black author, by a white author. It doesn't really, if it speaks to me, if the storyline speaks to me, then the storyline speaks to me. But I will say the one book that just touched my soul and was like my story would have to be, which one I'm going for. It's Hookshot by Kennedy Ryan. This is the one that really spoke to my soul, to my story, to things that I had been through and all of that. So this is the one that I would have to say is best representative of my experience right here at Bookshop.
Charles.
Okay. I can go. So for me, I grew up in Chicago before coming out to Virginia. So race was always like a very big, I was on the South Side. So I kind of like grew up in a very racialized environment. So the book for me that was really transformative was Between the World and Me by Ta-Nehisi Coates. I think that was like the one book that I read it in every format, and then I reread it, and then I forced all my friends to read it. Because like the writing in there, and then just that father-son relationship, because he's writing the book to his son and giving him all these lessons. It felt like my own father was talking to me through the book. So for me, it was really impactful, and like I read that book every year. It's like one of my favorite reads. It's not the most uplifting read, but just his language and the way he just kind of I don't know how to say how he like verbalizes his thoughts is so genius and so dense. Like one sentence could say 20 different things. You can reread it over and over again and still get something new out of it. And like I just love that book. Yeah.
Dang, you about to
I guess that's
cry over here.
Oh, I guess that's probably why I couldn't connect.
And I'm
with
like,
that book.
I don't know about my life.
India, your turn. Your turn, sis.
You know, Bree warned me this morning and was like, you know, she's like, I'm gonna read the questions and be prepared. I was like, you want me to be prepared? Maybe
Look,
I should have been prepared. So let's see. Well, I'm from Atlanta. I'm born and raised in Atlanta. But I grew up on the south side of Atlanta, but went to a predominantly white private school for my entire education. Since then, my predominantly white private school has been blowing up on social media because all the black folk are talking about how racist their experiences were in school. So that has been so much fun. So if you're like on social media, or I know you're on social media, but you guys like literally just start searching like your school or other schools, like black at whatever. And so like my school is like black at love it. And so it's it's been a trip.
Was it like that for you?
Huh?
Was it like that for you?
Yeah.
I definitely did not have as many of the bad experiences that I'm reading from some people's confessions of their time at Lovett. They're all like anonymous confessions of their time at school. A lot of my stuff was microaggressions while I was at school, especially with staff and faculty and teachers. And you know, like my probably my worst experience was actually in lower school or elementary school, when a teacher tried to hold me back, but that wasn't the thing. And so that teacher ended up getting fired. But that was probably the most positive aspect that probably has ever occurred at that school. The rest are just microaggressions, and privileged kids a lot of times they can say whatever they want with no consequences, because at the school there were no consequences. So a lot of words were said that did not need to be said a lot of the times. But reading some of the confessions though has just been heartbreaking to hear for some of my students, because like some things we're talking about like actual assault and sexual assault from teachers to students, and I'm like, my babies. And so it's been an experience, and my school is not handling it well. But other than that, so then like on the flip side is growing up on the south side with predominantly a black neighborhood, but not going to any of the public schools in the area. So it's like, you're like, where do I blend into this life, right? And so that was always just kind of tricky growing up.
It's like you have your feet in two different worlds.
Yeah.
Most definitely. And so it's always so weird that like my best friend.
No, I was going to ask, have you read Dear Martin, and would you consider that as something similar to you?
I consider Thug more similar.
I was going to mention that. I was like,
okay.
Yeah.
Y'all know
Yeah.
Steph.
Hopefully not the first couple of chapters of that book, but Star's experience in two schools.
Yeah, Star's experience in two different worlds is what it definitely resonates with me with that book. Her going to a private school, dating a white guy, and then also living on the South Side, and having to kind of code switch your life, you know, definitely is in that book. Book resonates with me. I mean, Eric is also part of that too. Weird.
See, so that's something that I learned because when I lived in Georgia, the rapper Killer Mike, he said something one time. He was just like, there's Atlanta and then there's Georgia. And I lived in Warner Robins, so like an hour south of Atlanta. And I always just thought like Atlanta is probably the safe place to be. And then everything else is like, you got to remember you're in Georgia. So I wouldn't imagine that being something in Atlanta you would experience. You learn something new every day.
Like on like the
so Bree,
like on the grander scheme of things, it's not terrible. Like I definitely like still don't go in certain places in Georgia. Most definitely, it's more so like it's more because white people ain't about to try nothing in Atlanta like that.
Yeah,
because there's too much. Like, so that's everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Right.
Atlanta sounds like a lot like Chicago. There's like definite places where you don't like. They have like this thing called the Red Line, which is our metro. And as soon as you like probably to like a White Sox stadium, you only see black people. So if you're a white person going that far out, like something. There's like areas. If I told you like, hey Bree, go to this side of the city at like 10 p.m. You don't want to be on that side of the city at 10 p.m.
I was at work one day, and this guy
or riding the green line, past Lafayette Plaza.
Yep.
That is where the divide happens.
He was like, he was from Alabama. We're really good friends. White guy, I love him and his family. But like we were talking about how, as black people, we know where we can stop and where we can't stop. And he was like, well, I'm not going to just go into Chicago and go in any neighborhood. And I'm like, me neither, as a black person. I was like, that's not a race thing. I was like, that is totally different. Like, me as a black person knows what neighborhoods are safe. My mom lives in Chicago. I'm not going to go just anywhere, So
Bree, you know.
Same with DC.
You know how it is.
Yeah.
So I'm from Missouri. I went to Catholic school up until middle school, and I was the only black girl in my grade. And I never had any issues. I mean, I played sports with the same girls, had sleepovers, never anything. And then in high school, I learned I was moving to Memphis, and I was like so excited, like, bet I'm about to be around other black people. Get there, and high school was the worst time of my life. Like that's where I learned about colorism. You talk white, you bright skin, so we automatically assume that you think you're better than everybody. And I was just like, what? And so it just, and then I went to the military, and the only I think in the military, like, that there's racist people, but you also know that you can get in trouble for it. So they like hide it. But I had one incident in Korea, this guy, and I mean, we was cool. So he was probably being an idiot, but he was just like, if you weren't black, I'd make out with you. And I was like, if I was white, I wouldn't. What? With you.
Did I hear that correctly?
Standing at the gate. I'm not trying to hear this. But see, like, they would say little slick stuff when it was just me. Like the only black girl and all the black guys wouldn't necessarily be around. So it's like that's when they would try it. But yeah, that was like my only instant.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, everybody's experience is different. The only book that I could honestly think of, right, was Colson Whitehead's The Underground Railroad. Now, I know it's a slave narrative, but to me, Cora just embodies what it's like to be black. In the book, she just wants to be free, and she's not going to stop until that's what she gets. And I feel like that's life for us. Like, we just keep going. Like, we don't have any choice. We can just sit here and dwell in it and just take it, or we can just keep living our life. And I feel like that's me now. You know, we just keep going. So that was all I could think of.
That's a good choice. I haven't read it yet, but I heard like amazing things about it.
Yeah, it was big like when we was still new, like once upon a time.
Yeah, and I had to be in the right headspace to read that narrative.
Oh yeah, because
even back then,
I'll never reread it ever. I'll never reread it.
Yeah, I don't like reading slave narratives anymore. I can't. Like I have Roots. I went and I got it on audiobooks because I wanted it and I want to listen to it, and I still haven't. Still hasn't. So yeah.
Alrighty. Question number 4. Favorite book by a Black author. And I know this is gonna be hard. And I'm not gonna choose my normal. Like, I'm just gonna put that out there right now. Do y'all need to think about it?
Go ahead.
Think about it?
I'm thinking while we're talking.
I'm gonna drop some, okay? Because, right? So Dylan Allen is a fabulous immigrant, come to find out, Black author. And she is from Nigeria.
Oh, wow.
So she wrote this book called Thicker Than Water, which is about sort of the immigration process and things like that. And it is absolutely amazing. Then she has Legend and Legacy, both by Dylan Allen. And I love them both. And she has The Jezebel coming out here in the middle of the month. And this one, let me think. I think it's this one that has 2 biracial characters in it. And this one is interracial, I think. Or maybe these are 2 white characters. I've asked her about these covers. They sort of look white on both of them. But she tells me that this one has biracial characters.
Is that the first one or is that the first? Which one's the first?
This is the first one.
I think I
Legacy
that
is the first one.
Are they on
this
audio?
one.
They're on audio. I was listening to, I think, The Legacy.
Legacy, book number 1.
I
So
just
they're billionaire romances. So let's see. I'll read you the legacy. The legacy is: billionaire Hayes Rivers comes into my life like a hurricane. Heir to an oil empire, he was sexy, seductive, controlling, and scorching hot. I craved every touch, every filthy promise that fell from his beautiful mouth, knowing he could break me. My past had left me battered and bruised with scars he was determined to heal. Loving him was like drowning. He consumed me, body and soul. But Hayes has secrets of his own, and nothing could prepare me for the shocking piece of our past that threatens to rip us apart. When the truth is revealed, will our love be enough to shelter us from the storm? Oh, what?
I need that to be more.
I want to read that. Can you send me a copy of that?
I need the physical copy.
I need you to send me a copy of that book. I maxed out on my book budget.
Okay, y'all ready for the legend now? Remington Wilde had heartbreak written all over him. He was the most beautiful boy I'd ever seen. When I looked into his midnight eyes, I saw a happy ending I'd never dared to dream of. I was 17 the first time he asked me for my heart. I didn't hesitate to hand it over. In exchange, he gave me the best summer of my life. He was my first everything. Falling in love felt written in the stars. But our legend, it turns out, was all a lie. And when our story ended, all I had was a broken heart. Now he wants a second chance. But this time, I've got more to lose than just my heart. When the lies that pulled us apart threaten again, it will take more than sweet words from his sinful mouth to convince me. He says the love of a lifetime deserves a million chances, but am I strong enough to fall again?
So we got a beautiful mouth and a sinful mouth.
Right.
I'm gonna need y'all to work on your dramatic.
Those sound good.
Midnight eyes, baby.
Was that not dramatic enough for you?
AF.
Mm-mm.
All right, Charles, your turn.
Yes.
What was the question again? Favorite book by Black author? After you read those, like the question just like went out of my head.
You stuck on Midnight Eyes.
Okay. Favorite book by a Black author. Have you guys read Monday's Not Coming by Tiffany D. Jackson?
Oh, it's still on my list. I always say I'm going to read it, but then people are like, you got to be mentally prepared. And I haven't even been mentally prepared for my own life, let alone that.
What do you mean? What explain, sort of vaguely explain this mentally prepared, please.
So it's based on I don't know if it's based on a specific real story, but there have been a lot of disappearances of like Black women, and it's just not getting any coverage by the national media of like what happens versus the attention that white missing girls get. So in this book we follow I forget the girl's main character's name, but her best friend went missing, and it's her trying to figure out what happened to her best friend. But it's a little bit of a thriller / contemporary, and you have to be in the right place because once everything is revealed, it just kind of like hits you like a sledgehammer. It's so good.
So should
it's
she
so
write
sad. It's so good.
I thought she was like a young adult author.
Yeah, it's YA. It's really mature. It's like Angie Thomas, but like darker.
Okay. I have heard her. It's like a Brooklyn group of kids and rapping, and it's a beautiful cover, and I have not read it.
I do love that cover.
Okay.
That is a great cover, India. Yes.
It's such a good book, and I don't hear it. Like, it's so good.
India, your turn.
Okay.
Bree is just like nominating people like, hey, India, your turn.
Go ahead, sis.
Okay. My favorite book by Black authors. This is okay. I pulled off while I was standing. I pulled off a couple. For like a nonfiction, Year of Yes by Shonda Rhimes. When I read this, I really needed it, and then I'm a huge Grey's Anatomy fan, and I love some of the Grey's references and how it kind of got to where it is, and also just how like Shonda kind of took her life and created what it is now, but how introverted and shy she is, and so how much it took her to do it. So I really like that, and also just kind of like I actually tabbed in here and how kind of taking the answer of yes and doing things even outside of your comfort zone and just kind of pushing yourself to do it. And so I absolutely love this book. I would read it again in an instant. I read it at like the beginning of the year of some year, so definitely a good beginning of the year book.
Does it touch on like scandal and how to get away with murder? Or is that too early?
It was really written during her Grey's Anatomy hype, but it talks about her starting how to get away with murder and scandal. So it's at the beginning of that journey. So that was really great. And then another one is An American Marriage.
That is so good.
I've wanted to read that one. I haven't read it yet.
It's messy though, but it's
so
good.
It's messy.
It takes place in Atlanta, and not only does it take place in Atlanta, it takes on my side of town in Atlanta. So
really,
yeah. So she's like describing streets and names of places, and I'm like, oh, drop there all the time. Yeah. And so, but it's so good, and it deals with I don't even know how to describe it now. It deals with like Charles, you're probably better at describing it because it deals with like a relationship, a very early marriage that gets torn apart by stopping in the wrong place in the wrong city and being framed for a rape that didn't happen, and the husband going to jail. And so it kind of it goes off of an American marriage and basically how marriage is different for all, and then also it kind of affected me because like my own dad went to jail when I was younger, and so it was just it was a lot. It was a lot of emotions because it was like my own city and how I grew up, and it was a lot. It was really good though.
Yeah.
So I would.
It's short. I remember it's not the longest book, but it spans a lot of time.
Right. It spans a lot of time, and it's not that long, but it's deep though.
It's dense. It's a dense book.
It's a lot of good things happen in here.
A lot of
good things.
It's a lot of tabs.
Yeah. What team, India? What team were you on? Were you rooting for Roy and I forgot the girl's name to get back together, or were you rooting for her and then
Oh, that was
I'm not going to say because I don't want to spoil.
I know. That was so hard because it's like I felt.
Don't you be spoiling no books.
I did.
No spoilers.
Her dad said, like I felt it so hard. Like I felt her towards the end. What her dad said to her.
Yeah.
I felt that so hard, but at the same time, I was like, I still feel like this marriage was quick and a marriage of happenstance and not really of like true love as well. So I had a lot of mixed emotions, but I felt so hard at what her dad said at the end there. But I also understood her. So.
I agree. Like I read it twice. The first time I was like, how is she doing this? This is so wrong. And then the second time I'm like, you're right. You do that. You be happy. Like my thoughts change on it. So like it's like a flip of a coin.
What made you go read it again?
Ugh,
because I think the first time I read it, I gave it a 3. Because like some of the decisions I was like, oh, I'm really annoyed by this. And it's like, let me wait a couple of years and reread it when I'm older. I'm like, the mature me was like, oh yeah, I see it. Like I get it. So now it's like a 4. I raised it up to a 4.
I think I rated it a 4.
Yeah.
I think it was a good 4 for me. But it was good. And I am always cold in this room. It's cold in here. Don't judge.
So I went with a Beverly Jenkins.
Of course.
I did not go with what y'all probably expected. I went with Destiny's Captive.
Not what I expected.
I did not expect. I was expecting Indigo.
I mean, I love Indigo and I love Forbidden, and those are getting a lot of love right now, and I'm so happy. But I love this series, but specifically, I love this book. And there's just a part in it, like every time I look at the cover, my heart just breaks all over again. But it's so good, you guys. You have to read the series. It's so good.
I think I just picked up that entire series on audiobook.
I think the ebooks were on sale not that long ago. The whole series, the whole trilogy.
Or it might have been the ebooks then. I know I picked up something. I picked up like a whole bunch of Beverly Jenkins and was like, whoop, whoop, in the cart.
Bree is telling me I need to read some Bev. And then I just read Rebel.
Pirate, she steals the hero ship. And then we learn like he was held captive on an island and horrible things happened to him. It's just so freaking good. So yes, Queen Bev, you guys.
Yeah, now I get when everyone says like how Jasmine Guillory is the queen of romance, and then after reading Bev, I was like, oh wow. I was like, no.
I remember somebody tweeted that on Twitter and added me, and I was like, what we're not gonna do is act like Queen Beverly Jenkins isn't in the room. Brenda Jackson, homie. You have out 2 books, girl.
Rachel Ellers.
That was like the most
what we're gonna do
in the world. Like
at the time,
it's making its rounds again, right? It is making its rounds again, and she's now being crowned like the person to bring realistic romance to the front table. And I'm like, where you been at? Because Kennedy Ryan been doing it since Grip and Flow.
Has some real.
I'm gonna need y'all to go.
I wish Kenny Ryan like went back to like a big publisher so she can get like more hype around her.
Oh,
like I put her like on the same shows as like my Helen Huang, my Alyssa Cole, and
no one's meeting
Talia
in an
Hibbert.
Elevator and going to a wedding together last minute and then getting married together a year later.
It's
Okay.
the food. The girls like to read about food. That's what it is.
Because I looked at my date on my interview with Miss Kennedy Ryan and Queen Kennedy. Yes, she's also a queen next to Queen Bev. And that was in 2017. I did that interview, and that's when I read Flow and Grip. And
series. I love that series, Grip and Bristol.
I didn't like the second book. I didn't like Still.
You will not.
I love the third book.
I love the prequel, and I love Grip. Like, for me, Grip was like the perfect end point. And I was like, wait, there's a second book?
See, I haven't read Still, but I got it. Why you didn't like Grip?
It was because, like, I got what I wanted from them in that one book.
Feel like we needed more. Yeah, I kind of felt like that too.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel like I needed another book. So, like, it kind of, I feel like, I gave it a 3. But I was like, I wish it was just like one. I love Kenny Ryan's standalone books the most.
But his
like
his rap about like being a police, like he did the back and forth perspectives of being Black and then being a police officer. I was like, yes, give me that Kendrick Lamar beat one time. It was so good.
Oh, hello to, by the way, hi everyone. We are coming up on like an hour, and we're not ignoring y'all in the chat. We see you. We're, trying to cover what you guys are trying to talk about over there. We just want to do a little hi, hello to everyone again. We're all in these questions. So, all right.
Okay, our next one is recommend a black and queer book.
Oh.
The stars. Nice, they're up there.
I went with Once Ghosted by Alyssa Cole.
Okay.
Oh,
go try.
I freaking love that book.
Blackness with what's it called?
Oh, The Stars in the Blackness.
Oh, that one. That's being hyped right now. Yeah.
That's a beautiful book.
I haven't read that one yet.
Yeah, those novellas in the Reluctant Royal series, both of the novellas were my favorites, but I loved the female romance. It was so good.
I need to finish that series. I only read the first book.
I need to read the last one. I haven't finished the last.
Little and Lion by Brandy Colbert.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one.
See, I'm pulling
Odd One Out by Nick Stone. I think that's LGBT.
India got this one on lock because
look, I had to do some digging because I was thinking James Baldwin, Giovanni's Room, because I fucking love that book. But the main character ain't Black. I had to do some digging. I had to go through some Goodreads reviews. Like, was Black? No. No.
Okay, so I have an interracial one for you by Riley Hart. And a lot of people don't know that Riley Hart is a Black author either. Lots of people don't know that, but it's Saint and Lucky, and it's a Black man and a white man that both of them are living their lives and on different coasts, so they have different experiences going on. And I really enjoyed that dynamic and to see them work that out, like straight up work that out. Yeah. So that would be
I think especially for romance readers, like you're not going to go into the bookstore and see a bunch of female or male romances, but then to add like color on top of it, it makes it even more difficult because again, a lot of Black authors don't want it to be known that they're Black authors. So it's like, how do you know? How do you know?
And like, I didn't know until I went to a Polycon and she was at the signing, and I walked up to her table and was like, okay, hi, how you doing? I'm such and such, and I have this channel. I really enjoyed these books. I didn't know you were Black.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, and Lacey said that Kennedy is pitching her next book to publishing houses.
Hey, and Kennedy owes me the audio for Queen Move.
That she does. She
I've been
saw
waiting
that.
for that because they Lacey's The Ravished by Romance had Kennedy on.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, Lacey, I need an audiobook. You cannot force me to read. I was like, I was struggling. I love Queen Move anyways, but I was struggling to read that book physically. I was like, I need audio. I need an audiobook.
I had messaged Steph because I didn't like the audio narrator for Long Shot. I was like, I do not like this narrator. And she's like,
yeah,
Jacoby.
Jacoby
I didn't
is
like the
very
narrator
special.
for the Kingmaker duology. I didn't like
I didn't like
the narrator for that.
Is that the the Kingmaker? What is that one?
That's the Scandal inspired.
And yes,
her newest ones.
Yeah.
Steph got him. We know she got him. Jesus.
I know.
I'm so jealous of everybody that has like independent, like indie romances in paperback because I'm like, they're so freaking expensive, and
they're expensive.
I just can't.
Like $15.
Yeah, I don't have it.
And like when the ebook is like $2 or $3, I'm like, I can't.
I love how we watching like Nicolette Falling Over Books' channel. She's just like pulling out these indie romances, and I'm like, I can't afford any of those.
So let me tell you, the key to that, right? Because most of these are indie, right? Back here, most of these are indie. The key to it is I got all these during signings, and at signings they do bundle pricing. So a lot of the books are like $10, maybe $12 if you buy more than one, and the more you buy, the more of a discount you get. So
okay.
You hear all about all of these author things happening in Texas, and I'm like, ain't nobody came to San Antonio since I've lived here. So where's the signings?
I need to do a better job of knowing when romance authors come in to Atlanta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to stalk them. I had to end up stalking them. So.
All right. Recommend a book with a Black person on the cover.
Okay, that's fine. Hold on, let me take a minute. Can it be a cartoon drawing?
Sure. I'm gonna go back to this one.
Steph, you need another choice.
No. Okay, fine. There we go. Look, there we go.
Talia Hibbert's books.
Look, or how about that one? We'll go with August.
You need bigger repertoire.
Are you just gonna pull out all of Kennedy Ryan's books?
No, we're gonna pull out some Talia too. Here we go. Here's some Talia for you.
Paranormal romance. Moni Boys.
Great. Is there audios for that?
No. So you will not.
Yeah.
No, you can't read a physical book that's less than 250 pages.
You know, I read like a novella by Ella Good. That's how long that took me to read that. 2 weeks. Because I would read one page. I would read one page and be like, I can't. Then come back 2 pages later, I can't.
All right. Yeah, I like her. I really love Moni. She used to travel all the time. She has a new release out. It's an interracial romance. It's like Love in Dublin or something. But yeah, I really like her. And I want more people to love her. She's great. She's so sweet.
I completely forgot about these.
There you go.
Completely forgot about them. Somebody asked if we have read them yet. And yes, read all 3 of them.
I ain't read them.
I enjoyed them.
I haven't read them.
So this one right here, once you get past all the hashtags in the beginning,
that's why
then it becomes a good book. This one right here deals with some heavy topics, but she does a really good job at it. And the only reason, and I think the reason why, not the only, the reason why she does a good job at these is because it's partially based off of her life. Mm-hmm. She was a WAG. She was a wife of a sports star. So, you know, it's like she was just adding some drama in. To make
I was just listening to the Womance podcast, and they like really praised that book. It's called CTE, the concussion thing. They talked about how like she did that perfectly in the book. So I need to read it.
It felt researched. It felt done well.
Yes, very much so.
Definitely.
And my Blitzed is on the way. I think. I don't know. I can't remember if I ordered it or not. But I think that's it. I don't think I see any other books on my shelves. Well,
I have one too. It's got a black girl on the cover. She's a cartoon black girl. She's on there.
I was like, do those count? A cartoon?
Yeah, those count. I have Well-Read Black Girl and The Color Purple and Riot Baby and Acting on Impulse by Mia Sosa and Princess in Theory by Alyssa Cole. They're over there.
Yeah.
There's the zombie series by Justina Ireland. Ireland?
Oh, yeah.
Dread Nation. Those two books are so good.
The cover.
I see a lot of people talk about them.
You
don't like them?
Nation. I DNF'd that.
Why? Tell us. I'll try to cover Charles up.
Why didn't you like it? Was it slow?
It wasn't good. Like, you're like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Like, literally. What are we doing during this book? We're talking about zombies, but then it's like, I don't even understand the time period, because your main characters, you felt like your main characters were too educated for the time period that we're in, even though they are in school. And you're like, they have an awareness about the world that I just feel like.
Is it during slavery?
I think it's after, right? It's like a new form of slavery. They become like zombie killers or something.
Basically, it's like almost like the Civil War became zombies.
Yeah.
Right? Like
I think so.
Like the dead people of the Civil War like became zombies. That's like the time frame, right?
Yeah.
And so you're just like sitting there, you're like, I don't understand. And then some parts started dragging, and you're like, oh, okay, so now we're out of this like concentration camp, but we're saying it's something better, but it's like a concentration camp.
How far did you get? Did you get to the end? Or like, did you get like 20% to the end?
I got over 50%. I'm like, it's up there, or I'd go get it. The bookmarks.
Okay. The last 20% was the part that saved it for me. Because that middle part did drag.
Don't wait that long.
See, but then the second book came out, and it's dual POVs. And I was like, I love the second book.
I recently got put on to skimming.
Okay, I'll choose another book.
Skimming.
How about Becoming by Michelle Obama? That should be.
We're not going to talk about
everyone
that.
Should like that book.
We are not going to talk about that here on Booktube, okay? I'm still salty AF.
Why?
Because none of us. I
snug like 7 months in advance. I live 45 minutes from Austin, Texas, where the Booktubers got to interview her. And I'm like...
You're like, you didn't even have to fly me.
I could have drove.
I could have
in the Ford Fusion and got on down.
No, nothing. Just tell me when to be there.
Another beautiful black girl on the cover, An Extraordinary Union by Alyssa Cole. And in that one, she's smart. So she goes back into slavery and pretends to be mute, deaf. She can't speak. Mute. She doesn't speak. That's it.
Deaf hearing, sweetheart.
I was like, I remember it was one of them, but I was like, it's been so long. She doesn't speak so that she doesn't put it out there how smart she is. That's it. But that cover is gorgeous.
That's smart. I was going to read that. I think it's on my TBR.
Look, that one is.
I love Alyssa Cole.
That one
is it heavy?
Is it heavy? Did you say is it heavy?
It's heavy.
Oh, like emotionally heavy? Because I
won't ever read it. No. It's not a good time.
Yes. Reese Ryan's books have some gorgeous covers too. My goodness.
Yeah, her cover.
Like this one right here, the newest one, A Reunion of Rivals. Yes. Yes.
Veronica, it's called An
Yes.
Extraordinary Union by Alyssa Cole. It's part of her Loyal League series. There's 3 books. All 3 of them got Black people on the cover.
So I love this cover because it's just fly. She looks beautiful.
Oh yeah, I saw that
I
cover.
want my
I
hair
was
to
like,
be
I
that
like
long.
that.
Me too.
Right? And just nice curls, not this nappy shit. I mean, what? I mean, oh.
You just set us back 20 years.
You called her nasty.
You are rocking the natural look, okay? That is what we're not gonna do on camera.
I get into black hair, right?
I did notice the other day that I got some more gray hairs coming in, and I'm like, oh no.
I did notice one in the vlog, but you was rocking it. It was beautiful.
And she didn't tell me about it, Bree. You're supposed to be my book girl. You're supposed to tell me about my gray show.
Fine, Steph. It's wisdom.
She said it was in the middle and a little 2 inches over.
You zoomed in on
And
it.
Okay. Recommend a book by a Black author that makes you happy.
No. Don't be switching topics like that. Don't be
Yes, India, call Bree out.
We still have 4 questions.
You tell me
Like, I don't want to answer that
let us
next
know if we
question.
got a gray hair show.
We're not going to talk about Steph's gray hair.
My gray hair.
It looks fine, Steph. Okay. A book that makes you happy. I feel like that's what we've been talking about we've been talking about.
Yeah. That, I mean, just
Well-read Black girl. You mentioned that. That was good.
Yeah.
That was
yeah,
good.
I like the way that they were all broken down, and they all had like this wisdom. There was just like, why didn't I think of that?
And I like
wow.
the focus was like for some of them the first time they saw themselves in a book. Because it wasn't until I started reading romance and when I actually picked up that Alyssa Cole, that was the first time, because before then I was just such a plot driven person. So if a book sounded good, I just picked it up. I didn't care. But that was the first time that I was like, oh snap, it's a Black girl on the cover. And I was like looking at my shelves like, oh snap. So I really like that they did that with Well-Read Black Girl, because like I had that experience of like, oh, this is the first time for real that I've noticed.
Right. And like I had read a whole bunch of interracial relationships and stuff like that, but I would have to say Flow and Grip were the first ones where I was like, damn, this author just sees me. Even though it was flipped, even though Grip is the male character, I was like, damn, I see, I can see, and the white character, and damn, Kennedy Ryan must be married to a white man because she got so much knowledge into this. And then come to find out, no, her husband Black. She's just one hell of a researcher.
Yeah,
she is just one hell of a researcher.
Britt and Bristol had some conversations that, like, I would assume interracial couples have to have. I mean, he's Puerto Rican, so we really ain't got to go there. He knows what's up.
He's still interracial. You're still interracial.
I consider, hey, he knows what's up.
Anytime you want to jump in, Miss India over there.
India, your turn.
What you got? What you got?
What's the question? What are we talking about?
A book that made you happy.
A book that makes me happy, or a book by a Black person that makes me
by Black author.
That's the book tag, India. When we talk about Black people.
Okay, sassy McSassafrasses. I don't know.
I just love India's glow right now because she's got this glow in her yellow shirt and the lipstick.
Well, y'all know my mom keeps like popping up on my lives like all of a sudden.
She do. Oh my God.
So she doesn't know about this one, but sometimes I'm just concerned she might pop up.
We need to add on to the next one, okay?
Right?
Do it.
We keep trying to convince her. While India
a book
contemplating, have y'all
that
read this one?
me
Which one?
The Unforgettable Kiss by Taylor.
The Unforgettable Kiss. No.
The Guy Next Door.
I have to add that to my good. I don't have enough tabs open for this.
Same.
I wonder, is there a graphic novel series by a Black author that's like fun?
Oh, once you said fun, my recommendation went out the window.
You were thinking Kendrick, weren't you?
No, I was thinking John Lewis's March.
Oh, March.
Those graphic novels.
That
So
that was a
Happy,
good
like,
one.
that one.
Yeah,
That
but
just
it's
went out
3
the window.
volumes. Them volumes are thick too.
Yeah, they're long.
Them volumes are thick. I mean, I only made it like 30 or 40 pages in the first volume, but I've gotten them out of my library like 3 or 4 times. So
You don't judge me for my pick for a book that makes me happy.
Go ahead.
Okay.
It's The Last Black Unicorn by Tiffany Haddish. And I
I
know
love that
people
one.
don't like it, but I just picked up the book on the whim, and there's some stories in there that just had me like laughing out loud.
I love her.
I was like, she is like that ratchet black girl that I would have known in Chicago. Who was like, you guys know Sarkeisha? The whole Sarkeisha YouTube stuff? That's what she reminded me of in book form. I was like, I love this.
Yeah.
I love her.
Yeah.
She made that movie Girls Trip. She was like the only person.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, the movie was great.
Yes. So I want to change my answer, and I want to say Gabrielle Union's
Wine.
Oh, the weed
Yes.
wine,
That's
yeah.
what I was to read.
Was that good?
Yes. Listen to the audiobook. It's like you're sitting down with Gabby or what is her nickname?
Gabby?
It's not Gabby. Yes. I think it's Nika.
What?
I think.
That's some Sasha Fierce shit. What's her name?
You're like, that's some Sasha Fierce shit.
Look.
But no, in the book, she refers to herself by her nickname the whole entire time. And Homegirl, she narrates her book. So she uses the N-word a lot.
Really?
A lot.
She's like more proper than me.
A lot. That's why I'm like, it felt like you were sitting down with her to have a glass of wine so she could tell you her life story. And
thought of one.
Ooh.
What's wrong?
Ooh.
Rakim, the rapper, he came out with Sweat the Technique, and it's all about creativity. It's so good. So
really?
Good. Yes. It's just about, because he's like one of the best lyricists. It's all about creativity. So yeah. Really good.
Nice one. Okay, India, you ready yet?
Oh, I thought we just were gonna.
No. You don't get out of the class. No. No.
To the next question.
Okay.
Now she's gonna go back to thinking again. Come on, India.
I mean, if I gotta pick, I really liked Rappy, the Buff Male Nanny by Rebecca Weatherspoon.
That was good.
Okay.
I enjoyed that. It was a good nanny romance. The black female main character is a doctor. And she's got some twin girls. And it's an interracial relationship. And I liked it.
Okay. Very Maggie-ish from Grey's Anatomy.
Definitely.
Yes, I did like that. That's what grabbed me about that story. I was like, oh, Maggie!
Yeah.
It's Maggie. And I have
that Juneteenth romance panel, and Rebecca Weatherspoon was on it, and she was talking about like a book she wants to write next. And Queen Bev was like, I love romance authors. We write every fucking thing.
Yep. That shit was funny as hell. Oh my word. I was like, damn.
Yeah, I was like,
damn. I was so happy you told me about that. I was like, oh.
They just need to let Rebecca Weatherspoon do whatever she wants to do, because we're gonna read it. We're gonna read it.
Yes.
If there's audio.
She be into
Dude, when you posted that Neck Alley's gonna start having audiobooks, I was like, this is the news.
Oh my God,
this is what Charles has been waiting for.
You understand? I feel like I'm like that one person, like, but doesn't have an audio.
Dude, no. I think that's like 90% of us will admit if it ain't an audiobook, we probably are reading it.
Yeah.
Nope,
Yeah.
nope. See, I'm that 10%. I am that 10%. I get distracted easily. And sometimes I really have to visualize things. So listening, if it's not music, I can listen to music all day. Like, all day. But words, I was gonna be like, what? What'd you say? What'd you say?
Do you speed it up?
I speed up to 3 times. 3.5.
I'm 1.25.
Oh no.
Oh no.
No.
Yeah.
Anything faster than that, and I'm like, I don't
Really? If there's like 2 or less, I check out.
Baseline is 3 times speed for me. Baseline.
3.5 always.
I can do 3.5 depending on the narrator.
Y'all crazy. Y'all crazy. I'm a 1.52 kind of girl here.
Nope. Nope.
I'll get the
I
date.
listen to it like, let's speed this up. Let's speed this up.
Nope.
Except for my text to speed too.
Did they say words? Did they?
Right, Charles? Like if it's fast, you're like really paying attention.
I'm in it. I have to pay attention because if I zone out, I miss the chapter.
No.
My brain will just be like.
It's true though. That has happened to me so many times. I'm like walking my dog and I just zone out. I'm like, what happened for like the last 5 chapters?
So okay, off topic, right? Off topic. Y'all know. Okay, so I can tell it's gonna be a good book if I could fall asleep and then come back like 2 chapters and the book's osmosis itself into my head and I can just
I can't.
You said osmosis.
Osmosis.
Why did you say that on live?
Oh my goodness.
Why did you?
Because I'm halfway through this 25-ounce bottle of wine.
Why are you the way that you?
Now we know what step.
But this is exactly how our live went.
We're sorry, Dave. We love you, Dave.
This is how our live went. We were both so tipsy.
We were and then gone back 20 years twice.
So fucking
Okay. Recommend some Black booktubers.
Y'all.
Yeah, I was really for the question. I was like, everyone on
yeah. Okay, hold on. I hate being like I subscribe to some guys.
Yo, there's it's Monty.
I hate to do that too. I'm like, fuck, I gotta.
Dang it! No, what's the new? I found like they did the Booktube newbie tag.
Yeah, there's 2 that you posted, Bree, that were.
Oh, that's where I need to go. You right. Hold on.
I saw those. I was like, oh, you. Let me subscribe.
You know? I mean,
oh,
like,
Deja's Book Corner.
The Book Barrel. I really like him.
Who?
The Book Barrel.
Oh yeah.
The Booktube dude looks crazy. Sorry. And Dev K Thrills. His editing is like crazy.
He's the one with the cool intro, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I really like that.
Black
hey, they're all more consistent with me than my videos.
Oh, Desiree got a channel wherever she is. Desiree got a channel.
Oh yeah.
Oshale reads.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yes. Ashley from the Bookish Realm. Yes.
Ashley from the Bookish Realm.
She is killing it.
Definitely.
I'm so happy that her channel has grown as much as it has.
Yes.
Like,
definitely.
I felt some type of way, I was like, okay, everybody's pissed off. Everybody's making these videos. But Ashes was like, she's just so intelligent. And then like her channel just blew up. And I was like, she deserves this. Yeah. She deserves it.
Mm-hmm. Huge shout out to Brandy Shanae. Yeah. From Books with Brandy Shanae.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
Always a support.
Pretty Brown Eye Reader. Mm-hmm. Should be given some intellectual
brown girl read.
Naima.
Yes, of course.
Naima. Can we say Naima?
Yes. Naima reads.
Yeah. Pages.
Sid from Pages of Sid.
Pages.
And Spencer from
Intentionally Bookish.
Yes, there it is. Thank you for cover for the drunk person.
We love everybody.
Yes, Tati from Musical Tati. Yes.
Oh yeah,
definitely
Tati, all the way.
Guys, I'm a terrible Booktube watcher.
India, I feel you. I am too.
Look, I ain't got no notification set. Okay, I just know when.
But Bree is like the first one. Like anyone posts a video, I see Bree's comment there. I'm like, how does she know?
I done turned the notifications off. I think I'm subscribed to like maybe 200 people, and maybe 70 of them aren't even Booktube. I watch a lot of cooking. I done slowed down because it's just too much. It's too much.
Who's taking notes on all these names? Who was taking notes? Because
notes? What? Huh?
On all these names. God, y'all out there in the audience need to be writing down these names. So
they're writing them.
No, we're terrible booktubers. We're
not on Twitter. We're not on Twitter showing out. I mean, we're just here doing our lives and posting on Instagram.
I am trying. I did not research this. I'm doing
it. We're not.
Well, it's okay. I didn't research anything either. I was like, okay, let's see how.
Yeah, I was just scrolling.
Let's see how this goes.
I know, right? I'm like go through my subscribers and whatnot. Like realize I'm not subscribed to people I thought I was subscribed to. That's something I hate. Be like, I swear I was subscribed to your channel.
Yeah.
YouTube be unsubscribed.
I think that happens. It unsubscribes you from certain channels. I was like, I thought I was subscribed to them.
You know what's sad is when you go look for you're like, what happened to so and so, and then you go to their channel and it's like all their stuff is gone, and you're like, no, what happened? Come back. People just be like stopping and they don't say nothing. Just go.
No, Jess, Bree is not just drinking soda over there.
Bree got her wine. She's just hiding it.
She just doesn't have as much as I did. She didn't have as much as I did.
Okay, talk about a book by a Black author coming in 2020.
I don't know.
Is Alyssa Cole's new spin-off of the Reluctant series? Is that coming? Oh, Alyssa Cole has coming out, but then she has
a thriller. Yes.
Yeah.
She has a thriller, then she has the spin-off. So yeah.
That cover for that contemporary is gorgeous.
I know.
The gold one, right? It's like gold and teal or something like that. Yes, it is fire. It is fire.
What else?
I think like Lacey said, I guess. Well,
I think Naima Simone doesn't she have another Harlequin coming out this year? She'd be putting out
Harlequin. Yeah. She put them out. She got them coming. Rebecca Witherspoon has her second California Dudes. California Cowboys coming out, I believe. I think that's this year. Unless she's in a writing slump for them and she might be trying to do some alien shit. Isn't that what they said in the
Queen Bev? We write every fucking thing.
Yeah.
Queen Bev was smoking on the panel.
Really?
That she was. Yes. Yes, she did. She was like, excuse me. I'm gonna need to smoke my cigarette.
She is gangster.
Like, damn clutch right there. That is how you
Vanessa Riley has a new book out. She's a historical romance author that I think is slept on. I don't think people need to.
Really?
Yeah.
Brittany C. Cherry has 2 books coming out.
She has The Wreckage of Us, right? Is that one? Is that already out?
Yes. And then there's another one.
Her Eleanor and Gray was so good.
Let me fangirl real quick.
Started listening to a Brittany C. Cherry book. What did I start listening to? The Air He Breathes.
Good one.
That's a good one.
Yeah. I like that whole Element series.
I want to read.
I mean,
the
granted, I only
Landon
read 1 and 4, but
duology.
I love those.
Keep going.
Because I'm over here like, I'm waiting. Like, waiting.
You're waiting for what?
She talks
I'm waiting.
spoken word poetry all the time. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for something to happen.
But can we go back and talk about your I Can't Breathe video, Miss India?
Yes.
On
that video.
Fire, straight fire. Oh my God, I had to watch it like
Not dumpster fire. Fire.
No, fire. Yes. Set it on fire.
And she made it
set it off. It was so good.
Not scripted.
It was really good.
As she was doing.
Mm-hmm. I don't write shit down.
So good. So good.
Okay. Hold on. I think we're on the last one.
That was the last question. I mean, we're supposed to. Yeah, that was the last question.
We're not tagging it.
We ain't tagging nobody.
If you're in the comments and you want to do it, we tag you.
Yes, and by the way, in the description box for the replay,
if you're watching
the questions are going to be in
before,
there.
Do it.
That was
Berkeley Romance was coming out with a couple of romances by Black authors. Okay, Berkeley.
We're not going to talk about.
Don't you dare! Don't start.
We're not going to go there. We're not going to go there.
Talk about it.
What's happening with Berkeley now?
What happened?
I know Avon is doing good because I know they published the Talia Hipper and Mia Sosa.
Yeah, Berkeley is shady. Berkeley be shady. I mean, you can request their things, and then they're like, no, deny. And then the next time you request something, they're like, okay, here you go. So they have no rhyme or reason to their approval process. I mean, you could be doing everything right, and it's like sometimes they give it to you, sometimes they don't. Or maybe they have a team that one person on one day, you know what, India?
That they're the one publisher that, because I don't reach out and ask for books because that's still new to me. But back when I first started Instagram, I reached out to them and I asked for something. And they're the one publisher that sent me that, like, you have to have at a minimum 5,000 followers. And I'm like, I'm a bad girl. I will probably never have 5,000 followers on Instagram, but okay. And then Avon, I mean, they cool now, but like I reached out asking for, it was the worst best man. I wanted that because I'm like, everybody's getting it and they don't look like the author. I look like the author. Can I read and review the book?
Yeah.
And the person that wrote me back was just like super rude, but I mean, whatever. I ended up getting it after some back and forth, but now everybody's coloring inside the lines because nobody want to get called out. But before,
that's true.
It was hard.
Yeah, most definitely. So, India, tell us about your candles that you have coming. I need more for my collection.
You so nosy.
First thing, like, you so nosy.
India's like, I'm trying to live my life.
Like, don't gonna pry in. She's
like, what's coming out next? Come on, India. What's up with the can?
Okay, so I've still been trying to put up new postings on my Etsy today. That's been kind of what I've been doing in between doing schoolwork. So let's see, what did I put up today? I've been restocking Library and Yellow Cake. Those two will be restocked by the end of this. And then the new ones that I've got coming up are y'all, it's hard. Got too many things open.
Yellow Cake.
So I've got a candle called Fresh Lilac, Juniper Breeze, Nightcap, and Strawberry Lollipop. Those all will be coming up soon.
So I need you to put a strawberry lollipop and
I knew you were going to say that. Sweet sense. I knew you were going to say
that is like demanding which ones I want up now.
Right.
I want this one. I want this one. Everyone else can wait.
Everybody else can wait.
That's on.
Yes.
What was that night spot one? The cocktail. What was the-
Nightcap. It's like a
Right.
Yes,
bourbon-y,
what
smoky
kind of
scent.
scents are we talking about there?
It's like
'Cause it sounds-
bourbon-y and smoky and
Ooh. Kind of like a manly.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to.
it's kind of manly.
I'm gonna need you. No, I'm still gonna need you to put one of them away too. Just strawberry and nightcap. Put them off the
Yeah.
side. Say Stephanie's, and you know. Just,
Okay.
So when she gets that osmosis,
Right.
That osmosis.
Magically appears at her house.
that can be burning in the background when that osmosis kicks in.
That's like the funny part about like when friends order your candles, like you're just like, I've got your address now. Look who's popping up.
yes, go get you some red.
Don't give into the hype. Charles, what you got coming up?
What?
What you got coming up? You got any videos coming? Wait a minute. How
Why
many
you gotta ask- Marie, why
how
you
many
gotta ask
books have
that?
you read this year?
Oh yeah.
Um,
What are you at?
600
I think it's like,
higher or lower?
I can tell you. Give me. I think it's like 500.
Already?
Yeah.
Like 500 pages? Like I've read 500 pages.
Let me. Yeah, because I'm working on my wrap up, and I read like 70 books. this
In
last
June?
month. Yeah.
I read like 70 words in June.
Dude, yeah, June sucked. I don't know how you did it. June was a horrible month.
I feel
Right
personally
into
attacked
you.
right
Okay,
now.
so yeah.
Yeah, like
Are
400.
the
No,
people
427.
You are the person who makes us feel insecure on Booktube. That is you.
No,
I thought
I
I
feel
was
like
doing
I need to
good.
catch up and read
Like
some of these
Like
like big
70
series.
words in June.
Stephanie from Time to Read said, I read 2 books in June. Oh,
I'm telling you,
I read-
get on 3.5 speed, and you just like
she doesn't like audiobooks.
you just like rip through
Yeah.
you just rip
We're
through
not
audiobooks
book-
like that.
That's that osmosis.
That's all.
Everyone stop talking. That is 3.5 speed, you freak.
What was that?
But I understood it. You have to have headphones, and you have to have it like decently loud, and you can like I would say the first.
It was actually early the next morning, well before the sun was rise, and I was feeling, as Maxwell would say, fortunate. I can't lie. I was happy to be with him, and I wanted to keep being with him in any way I could. I was also happy at the prospect of partnering with his company.
Yeah, I understood that. I
That don't
understood
say
that.
nothing. They didn't say nothing. No words were said.
Girl, I have my headphones on and I just be wiping
You can
the
just
counters, sweeping that floor.
No words were said. Because everybody needed to know. What did I say? Huh? What did I say?
Veronica says she can't with you, Charles. Okay, so you got a wrap up coming or no? Are you doing a wrap up?
Are we going to do the rapid 3.5 speed?
free. You know, I'm like super. I might be back in like a month later. I'm like, okay, now I have a video.
Okay. I feel you do because after my wrap up today failed, I was like, fuck it. I'm not.
Like, I don't know. Like, should I do a wrap up talking about all the books? Like, I feel like that'd be super long.
Just go
if I
through
did
them.
that.
Don't talk about all of them.
Because some of them I don't remember what actually happened.
Yeah, just go through them. Just
You got a
name
book
it.
journal? Do you got a book journal?
No.
I'm gonna need y'all to get book journals.
Yeah, she probably is.
As
one.
soon as I read a book, I'm like, I rate it, then it
Book
it goes.
journals. Steph,
Book journal.
you're
I'm gonna
really
need you to book
asking me to
journal.
be organized.
Where is my
can't.
well?
What am I supposed to put in this book journal?
The title, the name, or the title, the author, what genre it falls into, what stars you give it. If you talk about anything else, like I give it Steam fans, what format you put it in, the characters' names.
I don't know where mine is.
I mean, this is 2 years. This is 2019.
Veronica said, do you have a book journal video? You should do one.
Yeah, I do one.
Well, now that I have all my tripods available to me and this beautiful softbox that is lighting up some good shit right here with no other lighting.
You are so.
This is 5 years of Booktube, baby.
And actually, I have.
Can you believe that you've been doing this for like 5 years?
No, not at all.
That
Can you believe that 3 out of the 5 years I had a full-time government job that I went to for like 9 hours a day?
And still
Woo.
do.
Woo.
Woo. Now them 9 hours are reading. No. I took your advice, Bree, and where's it at?
Oh, and Bree, you have a reading journal too?
I do.
And I wrote it out. I have a video ready to be planned for the 10 tips on starting a booktube channel.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, film it. I want to watch that.
I've been working on that.
I mean, but see, now that I have all these tripods and stuff, I can like do B-rolls and be like, see, this is what you need. This is how it needs to be set up, and and do my voiceover talk.
Because you
Oh, okay. You're doing voiceover now. You fancy stuff.
Steph is so big on sound. She can't stand when people like don't position the camera. So my pet peeve, put a battery in your smoke detector, people.
Yes.
Yo, when I be hearing that beep, I just be like, I know my videos are annoying because the window's open and the birds are outside chirping, but like, put a battery.
You like edit your videos so nicely. I'm like, all the clicking and the noises.
Because I don't know,
the frame.
That's
I was like, what is she doing?
All the overlays that she be putting up. I'd be like, oh, I'm jealous.
I gotta try to do something. I don't know how to do the zoom in.
I'm like, they're going like, I don't even know
like,
how Bree
I
does
genuinely
it.
just like don't know how to do all that, and I'm like, it looks so pretty and so good. I know how to put a cover here. I know how to say, yeah, I'm gonna put a link somewhere.
I'm done with it. Oh my gosh. I felt I had to step it up because everybody on Booktube is like zooming into their face, and I don't know how to do it. So I'm just like,
yeah.
See, I started to feel that was annoying. I was just like, I did it a couple times in like some videos and was like, oh, that's or doing the speed up thing. And then it's like, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, that's kind of annoying. I'm not going to do that no more. Which is another reason why when I record my videos, I stand. I'm usually standing. This is like live. I'm sitting down in a chair because we're live and we're just like chatting it up. But for my videos, I stand through those so I can like move around.
You did one video, right? You did one video where it started recording and you was in the back. You walked up on the camera.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, oh, well, no problem, Steph, like chilling. You walked up on the camera. I was like, you're like, hello.
Probably that day she got fired.
Thumbnail ever.
And then she kept moving forward and forward. And then you were like, I didn't do it, Steph. I didn't do it.
That's the best thumbnail ever. Because Steph is just like looking like Aunt Jemima.
I know you used to say
Oh my goodness.
We was about to have to ride out and go find this man. Happy Friday night, everybody.
Yes, I hope y'all are enjoying this because it is wow. So what I do for my thumbnails is I will stand like where I'm sitting and I will take a picture so that you get like the whole thing, and then I crop it so it's just me and my shirt so that you can read the shirt.
No, I got. I'm not laughing at you. It's just so funny.
Oh God.
You pissed off in that thumbnail.
Y'all gonna make me choke over here?
Okay.
Oh. Woo. You sure you didn't have any vodka in that Red Bull, India?
Oh God.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
That, everybody felt like they got fired that day when you watched that video. I felt like I got fired and I ain't got a job. I'm sitting here being selfish, like, well, now you can talk to me all day. And then I said this.
Oh God.
You know me. I'm like, you don't need to be in such a toxic environment. It's toxic.
Oh my God. Okay, so Red Black. So I do a series every April, and the last day of April. Actually, it wasn't the last day of April. It was the 29th.
Beta.
Somebody said that was the first video that they watched of yours.
It was the 29th that I got fired, and the last day of Beta was the 30th.
No.
And
what makes it even worse is like literally every day up until that last day, you was talking shit about the job.
I know.
I was.
You totally were. You were like, I hate it here.
You're like, I hate all the boss. You know what to do.
I can do their job.
I don't know why they doing it. I know what I'm doing too, but they want to be micromanaging me. Micromanage me.
And then the end of the month comes, and you see this thumbnail. It's classic. Everybody, you have to watch all the videos that lead up to it because it makes it even better. Just watch like the first 5 minutes of every video.
Oh my God.
Especially the weekend wrap-ups. Because that's when I started the whole lifestyle thing.
Yeah. I love those sections though. I'm like, I need to hear what's going on in Steph's life right now. And then you read the selection series. I was like, oh no.
I don't know how you're gonna top
I
it.
like it, and I'm like, that book is trash.
They weren't trash though. They were like trash candy. I mean,
how can trash be candy though?
I know,
right?
She'd be so animated. She'd be in her videos like, this book is fire. We were getting sloshed. Oh gosh.
So I've started day drinking too, by the way.
As Sam swim practice.
Sam has been on quarantine since March the 13th. And I was working until, the end of April. So May was the first month in which all three of us was at the house. Now, mind you, the husband, dear Dave, Bree, don't jump in here talking about Dave.
He's not talking about Dave. He ain't here to defend himself.
So Dave works. He teleworks. He's still with the government and stuff like that. Awesome bosses. I love them. If I could go work for them, if there was a way that I could go work for them, I would totally go work for them. But he teleworks. So he gets up at like 6:15 every morning and comes downstairs to the living room to sit and work. I stay upstairs and my child stays with me. And up until like, 2-3 weeks ago, was it? We went into phase 2 here in Virginia where he could go back to swim practice. So now he has swim practice every morning. And that's what we do. I take him to swim practice. I sit my ass in the car and I read my books. And then we come home
outside the window to make a shade.
Hey, that shade worked so well. I wish I had came up with it last week because that shit was hot as hell. I'd be like,
he's a genius.
Oh my!
I don't even own an umbrella. I'd be sitting in the car mad and hot.
And the air conditioner be on too. I'd be like, damn, I just got it out the shop. The air conditioner don't work.
Mess, Veronica. She's a mess. Okay. Should we end it off with what's everybody reading this weekend? Anything?
I have no fucking clue.
Reading.
I don't know.
India's working.
Yes.
Thank you.
Wait a minute. What book did we say you was going to have the firefighters read at work?
I started reading it and then I got distracted. Hold on. I started reading it. Hold on.
Oh, did you pick one?
We
I
want the
picked one.
firefighters to read some smut, and she's going to.
Lauren Rowe, right?
Lauren Rowe. And so I've been trying to read it. I've been trying to read it so that way I can then like bookmark the pages and have them read it.
That was
so I'm working on
some
they are
sexy
willing
firemen.
participants. Yeah. They are willing participants in my trash. They need to stop judging my live streams when they jump on them on Wednesdays. And, yeah. Because I come to work and they're like, what were we even talking about last night? I jump on and you guys are talking about thoughts. And I was like, I don't know. Thoughts came up. Like, it's what we were talking about at the time. Okay. Like, that's what we were doing. And then, like, other night, they're like, I jumped on and we were talking about lashes. I was like, the conversation ebbs and flows. Okay. We go from books to things, more books to things. I get drunker. Night goes on. This is what matters.
Veronica, I'm sorry.
Oh, I love.
We are.
Stop hating on that book.
We're not discussing that book.
Like, I love that book. It's like, no.
Enjoy it, Veronica. We're not discussing that.
You guys don't like it either?
I haven't read it. I'm gonna be safe. I haven't read it.
Please, you have to read it, so then we can be like half and half split.
This got me
you have to like it.
And I haven't even read the book, so I'm not. Oh, Mexican Gothic. I want that. Is that out?
Which one?
I thought it was on.
Yeah,
Books of,
it's the book of the month.
Book of the month, right?
Yeah,
Mexican Gothic. Did you read her for her last release?
Shadow.
Gods of that one was really good.
My library book came in and then I returned it because I wasn't in the mood. Now I feel.
And have you Roshni Chuck? He has like her Rick Riordan Pandava series. That's really good. That's really good middle grade.
Oh,
yeah, Red, White,
I'll be waiting for that vlog.
Yeah,
it's gonna be good. You're gonna like it.
Okay,
I liked it.
That's all that matters.
Steph, this reminds me of the one time I gave like a Alethea Romick book like a 2 out of 5 star, and you like came from me like, what's wrong? You're like, what's wrong with you?
What is wrong with you?
Bree was there the days where I was like giving everything a 1 out of 5 stars.
Everything.
What's your favorite book? 1 out of 5.
Stephanie from Time to Read wants to know our drama with Red, White, and Royal Blue. Nope, I'm gonna do it. Okay.
No,
Me and Steph's first live show. I haven't read the book. I haven't read the fucking book. All she said was that it felt because in 2019 we did have a little bit of diverse romances, not as much as I feel like we're seeing in 2020. But
Yeah.
she said that she felt as though the author was just checking boxes. It didn't feel authentic. It just felt like, let me make sure this is in there. Let me make sure this is in there. And somebody was watching the live show, and instead of being like, hey, can you elaborate on this while we're in the chat? They log off and they go make a video ranting and raving about what we said in the live show. When
Really?
because you don't even read romance like Stephanie and all she's saying is it didn't feel authentic to me. It felt like you were checking.
I felt like it was check boxes too.
And I get that. That's fair. I can see that criticism, yeah. But like for me, from like my perspective, I want more like major published like FF, like more sexual identity diversity in the romance space.
Right, because I got like 2 male romances in the mail today by women.
Yeah. I want to see more female. Something to talk about was not that good.
I definitely want to see more female romances, but yeah.
Yeah. So like for me, like I just wanted to support it. I did enjoy it, but I just want to make sure like we can just continue to tell publishers like, hey,
this is what
publish more diverse books.
Yeah.
In romance. Like I think I've read way too many white couples in like various tropes. And then you feel like any character of color, I'm like, oh, like the Bride Test by Helen Huang. I was like, where has this book been my entire life?
So good.
That was so good and so unexpectedly good.
I like both of them.
And this is a conversation that we have all the time. That's in the traditional world. Like there are tons of Black romances out there, but then you're getting into a whole other, I don't like to say urban romance. Is that what it's called? I don't like saying that, but I know that's what some people call it.
Yeah.
I hate saying it too, because like I don't feel like Black romance is the same as like urban romance, because it's like it's romance that just has Black characters in it, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's like urban romance. But I do feel like oftentimes all Black romances get categorized as urban romance, and it's like,
yeah, they do. I agree.
And like anyone that's watched my channel for more than a minute, or one specific video, or me talking about one specific book, will realize that I will categorize a Black romance, Black joy romance, 2 Black characters as contemporary, as long as it's not set in the damn ghetto.
Yeah,
you set it in the ghetto, and I'm gonna call it an urban contemporary.
I get that.
Yeah.
I just like it's a romance. It's a romance.
That's where
it features Black characters.
Yeah.
I got asked,
that's all it is.
like, do you read urban fiction or urban romance? And I was like, I read romance written by Black authors. I don't consider it, or I just don't say that. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's a whole other thing.
I think it's telling how like so many Black romance authors, like you have to do some digging to figure out that they actually are Black authors. Because so many times, like Lauren Landis, I've seen her books all over the place, and they're all white, usually white couples. And I'm like, oh, I'm just assuming she's white, and then I see a picture, I'm like, oh, okay.
I got on her Instagram a couple days ago, and I was like, no fucking way.
I was like, there has to be something like going on that like maybe in the indie world as well, that Black folk-centric romances don't sell as well as white-centric romances.
I think that there's an entire audience of readers that love those. I don't want to say it and it be like, I went through a phase in high school where that's all I read, like hood romances, right? And I lived in Memphis, so we had a whole store dedicated to just them. But like now, I don't really want to read those. But there is an audience for that, you know? But I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. And it's hard as a Black reviewer, because I think there's that expectation that like you be reading and reviewing that. And it's like, I don't want to. I read this when I was like 17, but I don't want to read it.
I don't want to.
I don't know. It's hard. But yeah, so I mean, they're big on KU. Big.
Yeah.
Like for me, it has to seriously. You have to really like bring the. I'm sorry to say, but the ghetto of the city for me to label it as a urban romance.
Yeah.
Talking about the poverty, talking about, you know, things like that. If that's really highlighted within the storyline, if the language and dialogue of it is urban, then I'm going to say it's an urban romance. It could be a white author. It could be a black author. It could be an Asian author. It really doesn't matter to me. But if it has that feel to it, that it's set in the ghetto, that it is set with an urban slang usage, that's how I'm going to label it. Am I wrong? Maybe, maybe not. That, you know, that's for
So
you
I'm
to decide.
doing a read.
Yeah.
There's a big buddy read on Instagram of The Coldest Winter Ever. Somebody mentioned that. I haven't started it yet, but one of my homegirls that I was in the military with, she swears like that's her best favorite book of all time. So I'm gonna give it a chance. But I'm
Is
like,
it romance?
I don't know.
And I've seen that one. I've
Everybody
seen that
that's in the
author.
group
It's
was
Eric
just
Jerome
like,
Dickey, right?
huh?
That's Eric Jerome Dickey,
No,
right?
it's by Sister Soldier.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah.
So we'll
I've
see.
heard that author before. So, I mean, but that's like, I mean, that's where I come from. And I mean, gosh, we just talked about a whole slew of Black authors
Yeah.
that, you know, I think most of them, well, all the ones we named off for the most part were interracial. But some that, well, besides Miss Beth, Brenda Jackson, she writes Black love. I am
Yeah.
so down for her, love her. Rachel Ellers, read her, loved her. I am currently reading, nope, that's interracial. There was another author. Oh, B Love, I think it is, or Blevin Love, I think her name is. I read her back in 2014, 15 timeframe. Loved her writing. Loved the story that she gave and loved the series that I read. And I would consider it a contemporary romance.
Yeah.
With realistic aspects to it. Because part of it, yes, was set in the ghetto and talked about the situation in that sort of love that. Yes, thank you so much.
I want to know is Robin. Robin says she hates it. Is it? Is it The Coldest Winter Ever that you hate, Robin? So Belvin is an author, because I thought B Love was a publishing house. Is it two different things?
I don't know. This is the author, though, the one that Summer just said.
Okay. Because I've read some B Love books, but I think that's like a indie.
Maybe that's her publishing house. I don't know.
Okay, so it is Robin. Okay. Well, we'll see. I'm gonna start it. They ain't got an audiobook for this one, Charles. So. I was looking.
And sadly, I'll pass.
It's a cautionary.
You could read it at chipmunk speed.
I could use that text-to-speech that Steph has been pushing, even though it sounds hella robotic.
Yeah, that might have to do.
Oh,
the Kindle text-to-speach.
Yes,
like,
I love it.
Hi, hello, my name is.
But like you said, it's gonna force you to actually have the book in front of you and read at the same time, because it will give you it gives you the text to speech thing. So if it has and it's MMHHH and
they're gonna spell
it's gonna say MMHHH.
New Jack City. Sit your $5 ass down before I make change. That movie is so good.
What?
New Jack City. She said coldest winter ever.
Oh,
Oh, I love that movie.
Oh, I haven't watched that movie in a long time.
That is one that I have seen.
Ooh, I've watched it and I stood for it for a long time, and then I didn't. And yeah, I mean,
I've only watched it once, but I liked it. There's very few movies in general that I rewatch. All right, guys.
Okay. We are coming up on 2 hours, and I don't want to push it any longer because, we don't want y'all to get bored with us. You want to see our faces even more. So I'm going to go ahead. Me and my drunk self, I'm going to cut this off. Even though India over there sitting, chilling.
Why you gotta call it India?
Yes, Yara
You
saying
couldn't even done an outro, but then you're like, let me throw some shade.
I'm trying to have these candles ready for this possible flash sale tomorrow for
4th of July.
Okay, you get a pass. You get a pass because you were working.
I'm trying. I'm really working hard. Really working hard.
But thank you guys for joining me on this live show. Oh, by the way, please stay. You guys, you three, don't be clicking off after I say we're done. Don't click off. Stand by.
Okay.
Everybody else, we gonna say goodnight to y'all, and I hope you enjoyed our chat time and our doing the Black Booktuber Tag together in a live show. Thank y'all for joining us. I hope you didn't feel like we left you just out there hanging in the chat. We were trying to monitor, but we got a little rowdy. So I'm sorry if we missed something, but we do love and appreciate all y'all that joined us this evening. And hopefully we'll be doing some more of these at some point in time because this was a lot of fun.
Yes.
We appreciate it.
The turnip is real.
Right?
We are
whole bottle of wine gone. Alrighty. So we'll see y'all later. Bye.
Bye.
I'm not clicking the X.
Don't click the X yet.
I'm not clicking.